why you're always dissatisfied with yourself, and how to change it. You know, let's not start with psychology, not with theories, not with books, not with big words. Let's start with real life. Just answer yourself honestly, without trying to give the right answer. When was the last time you were genuinely satisfied with yourself? Not for a moment, not because someone praised you, but calmly, quietly, without a but. Most people pause here. Some start listing achievements. Some remember moments when they were approved of. And some can't remember at all. And that already tells us a lot. We live in a world where being dissatisfied with yourself is almost considered normal, even healthy. If you're dissatisfied, it means you're growing. If you're satisfied, it means you're lazy or stuck. You're constantly being pushed with this message. You can do more. You should be better. Is this really all? And on the surface, it sounds reasonable. But let's look at what it actually does to a person. Most people live with constant inner pressure, as if there's someone inside them who is always watching and evaluating. Not enough effort, not enough success, not confident enough, not spiritual enough, not happy enough. And one of the heaviest feelings is this sense that you're always behind, like life is moving forward and you're not keeping up. Here's something important. This dissatisfaction with yourself is not your personality. It's not just who you are. It's a learned state. No one is born thinking, something is wrong with me. A small child doesn't question their worth. They don't wonder if they're good enough. They just exist. They cry, laugh, get angry, get excited, and none of that feels like a problem. Then learning begins. At first, gently. This is the right way. This is better. Don't do that. Be good. Later, it becomes heavier. Comparisons, grades, expectations. Slowly, very slowly, an idea forms inside. To be accepted, I have to be a certain way. And this is where constant dissatisfaction is born. Because the real you will always be slightly different from the version you think you're supposed to be. No matter what you do, that gap remains. You can change jobs, change relationships, change your body, change your mindset, work on yourself for years. But if the feeling, I'm not enough, lives inside, it will show up everywhere. Many people tell themselves, when I achieve this, then I'll relax. When I become more confident, then I'll love myself. When I stop making mistakes, then I'll finally be okay. And this is the trap, because then never comes. Neville Goddard said something very simple but uncomfortable. Your outer world always follows your inner state, not the other way around. But even without Neville, just look at life. Have you noticed that some people have very little, yet they're calm? And others seem to have everything, yet they're constantly dissatisfied with themselves and their lives. It's not about circumstances. It's about the relationship you have with yourself. Self-dissatisfaction creates the illusion of movement. It feels like growth, like discipline, like progress. But in reality, you're often just running away from yourself. And you can't outrun yourself. Here's something else that's interesting. People are afraid to let go of dissatisfaction, because deep down there's a fear. If I stop pushing myself, I'll stop doing anything at all. But that's not true. Look at nature. A flower doesn't hate itself to grow. A tree doesn't compare itself to other trees. Growth is natural when there's no inner resistance. Now let's talk about change. Real change. This is not about suddenly loving yourself, not about forcing affirmations, not about pretending everything is perfect. This is about ending the war. The first step is noticing that you're actually fighting yourself. Most people don't even realize this. They think their inner critic is the voice of reason. But ask yourself, does this voice make your life easier or heavier? If it makes it heavier, it's not helping. The second step is allowing yourself to be imperfect without punishment. You made a mistake. And the world didn't collapse. You didn't do your best, and you're still valuable. You fell short, and you didn't become a worse person. This sounds simple, but for many people it's radical, because they were taught. Mistake equals guilt. Guilt means you need to become better. But growth without acceptance isn't growth. It's survival. And here's the third thing, the most important one. You don't have to be satisfied with yourself all the time, but you can stop being against yourself. You can talk to yourself like a living human being, not like a broken project, with understanding, with pauses, with space for weakness. And here's the paradox. This is exactly when real change begins. Not because you're forcing yourself, but because your energy is no longer wasted on self-attack. If you're listening to this right now and something inside you feels calm, and even for a second, stop here. Don't rush. Just stay with it. You don't need to fix yourself urgently. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're already here. And that's enough to start living differently. Listen to this video again, not to memorize anything, but to hear yourself. And remind yourself of one simple thing. You are not a problem to solve. You are a person who deserves support. And as always, anything is possible.